guys, welcome to Pilates Basics. Thank you for joining me and my amazing assistant, Lily. She's gonna help me since I am 32 weeks pregnant and cannot do this stuff. So, we are going to start with Lily's favorite, everybody's favorite, the 100. Woo. And we're gonna do this in a couple of different ways. I'm gonna prep her up to the advanced position as she goes along, so you're gonna choose whichever way is best for you. So you're going to find your neutral spine, and Lily's in the perfect position. Ribs and hips in alignment. She's not flaring her ribs up or pushing her back into the ground. She's gonna reach her arms straight over her chest. On an exhale, she's going to start by bending one knee at a time into tabletop, making sure that nothing moves through her pelvis as she gets set up. Awesome job, Lily. On her next exhale, she's going to bow forwards into a curl, and she is going to just, and you're gonna imagine this, apply some pressure into my hands so that she gets her back active as she pushes down. So now she's gonna pump her arms up and down. She's gonna inhale into the ribs for a count of 5 and exhale for a count of 5. So she's gonna keep going. You guys are gonna join her in this position. Now, if this feels too easy, you're gonna just straighten up your legs up towards the ceiling. Perfect, keep going, good. Now, if this is too easy, you're gonna lower your legs down as far as you can without changing anything through your core. This is beautiful, Lily. Just give me 2 breaths, guys. So we're gonna inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower down, rest. Perfect. Okay, we are going to build up to a roll-up. So I'm just gonna have everybody sit up. If you know you can do a roll-up, you're welcome to roll up, so Lily knows she can, so let's just have her do it. So she's gonna squeeze her legs together, get her legs active. Reach through her back, beautiful, yes. Okay, so right from here, she's first going to bend her knees. We're gonna do a little 3/4 roll down. She's gonna hold behind her knees. She is going to exhale and feel what it's like to get the curl from the lower portion of her abs. Perfect, and she's gonna go back just as far as she can get her legs or her arms straight. Yep. And then she's gonna sit back up through her lower abs. Good, so you're gonna do that just 2 more times. Now, if this is feeling challenging, you're gonna stick with this movement. Beautiful, or you can roll all the way down and then just sit back up. So now she's gonna straighten out her legs. She's going to do the full roll up. So first you're gonna roll down, you're gonna squeeze your legs together. You wanna make sure your legs are really active through this. Beautiful, you're gonna think about the 100. Your legs were working in the 100, still squeezing, shooting the heels forward. She's gonna use her abs and her back to sit back up. Beautiful, so we're gonna do 2 more. You're gonna inhale at the top. You're gonna exhale, roll down. Reach your fingertips and your toes forwards or your heels forwards. And then she's going to peel back up. Perfect, good. You can reach for your feet or not, that's completely up to you. You're gonna roll back down, keep shooting the heels and the fingers forwards. Beautiful, and she's gonna sit back up 1 more time. Awesome, everybody is going to just roll down. We're going to go right into single leg circles, so I'm gonna get out of her way. She's gonna bring her arms out to about 45 degrees. You're gonna think about opening up through your chest and reaching through your back. She's going to flex her left foot. She's going to point her right toes and lift that right leg up. We're gonna do 3 big circles in each direction. Beautiful, trying to keep everything as still as you can through the pelvis. Go ahead and reverse it. Excellent, good, and 1 more in this direction. Perfect, she's gonna bring that right foot down. She's gonna switch legs. Excellent. What did you say? Oh, no, you're good. She's gonna try to straighten out her right leg a little bit more if you saw that knee bend. Good. And go ahead and reverse the direction. Yep. And you're constantly reaching through both legs because we're trying to get our whole body, good, you can rest, working together for each Pilates exercise, okay, unless we're paying specific attention on one area. All right, right from here, we're gonna go into single knee stretch. So hands are gonna come in by your sides. You can bend your knees to start. You're gonna bend 1 knee at a time back into tabletop. Beautiful, again, trying to focus on that hip stability. From here, on her next exhale, she's gonna bow forwards into a curl, and she's going to extend her right leg straight out. Yep, she's gonna keep that left knee bent. She's gonna bring her right hand to her left knee and her left hand to her left ankle. So just always think outside hand to the ankle. She's gonna gently pull the knee in and simultaneously pull the ankle out to the side. You're gonna feel a nice little stretch. Stay lifted in the curl, and you're gonna switch. This is 2, we're only gonna do 6. Inhale and exhale, switch. This is 3, beautiful, because we're gonna go through a lot here. 4 and 5 and 1 more and 6, and she's just gonna take a very quick break. Excellent. Right from here, we're going to do a double leg stretch. So you're going to start with your knees back into tabletop. And just kind of think about this as holding the 100 position. So if you need to change any of it, I'll talk through that in a minute. From here, on the exhale, she's gonna bow forwards into a curl and hug both knees in towards her chest. She's gonna hold this beautiful C curve position she's in with her spine. Now she's gonna reach her arms and her legs as far back as she can. If it's too much for you, you can bring your legs up higher and higher, because the first goal is to stay connected through the core. Beautiful, this is 3, good. So she's gonna inhale as she comes in, she's gonna exhale as she reaches back. 4, good. Inhale in and exhale back. 5. Now when you reach your arms back, can you feel your back sink down and connected? That was your last one. Take a break. How you doing?
Good.
All right, how's everybody else doing? It's gonna be a lot in the abs, so we're just gonna keep it at 6. Okay, so right from here, we're going to go into a straight leg stretch. So she's going to bend 1 knee at a time back into tabletop, my favorite starting position. Right from here, you're going to straighten out your right leg up towards the ceiling. Extend your left leg as low as you can. Beautiful. On the exhale, you're going to bow forwards into a curl. Reach as high on your leg as you can. You're going to do a double pull in and try to match your breathing with the pull. So it's excellent. 1 more each leg. Beautiful. And rest. Very nice. Okay, so traditionally this next exercise is done still in the curled position, but my favorite way is to teach it in a neutral spine to reinforce that, and because you're already getting so many curled positions. So I call it the leg lower. We are going to keep your hands down by your sides. You're gonna bend 1 knee at a time back into tabletop. Perfect. Straighten out the legs from the quads. Excellent. When you straighten out those legs, pay attention to your back. You are trying to keep that neutral pelvis and not let it flatten out. From here, I want you to bring your heels together, turn your toes out slightly. You're gonna really squeeze the entire leg, okay? You're going to lower your legs down on an exhale, and again, you just go as low as you can without changing the position of your spine. Perfect. She's gonna take a sip of air when her legs come back up to the top. And she's gonna exhale to lower down. Beautiful. That sip of air goes into the sides of the ribs, so you feel your belly button staying down and connected. Excellent. She's gonna do 2 more, I think. I might have to have Lily start counting. 1 more, and rest. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so we're gonna finish off your abdominal torture with crisscross. So you are now going to go ahead and bring your hands behind your head. If you've never done this, it's like bicycles, but much slower. So you're gonna bend 1 knee at a time into tabletop. On her exhale, she's gonna bow forwards into a curl, and she's just gonna hold it. I'm gonna give you a few more cues as to in this position. I want you to feel the weight of your head in your hands. You're not pulling on your neck. I want you to see your elbows in your periphery, and you really feel that you are lifted from the point of where your ribs meet, not from pulling up from your neck, okay? Right from here, she's going to extend her right leg straight out. She's going to bring her right elbow towards her left knee. She's gonna stay lifted in that curl, beautiful, and she's going to switch sides. Nice and slow and controlled. 3, you're gonna do a little less of the rotation, Lily, and she's gonna think more about curling up, because I want you to think about what's happening in your hips. I don't want you to feel the rock in your hips side to side. Beautiful. Can we do 1 more each side? I know we're going longer. Thank you. I want you to really feel that movement in the ribs and the upper portion of the back. Good. Rest. Awesome. Okay, excellent. How about everybody grab some water? Do you want me to do anything for water? Okay. Take a quick break. And from here, we're going to go into spine stretch forward. So you're just gonna have a seat on your mat. Now, if it's uncomfortable for you to be in this seated position and you can't stay upright, you can sit on a yoga block, a pillow, anything that can lift your hips up a little bit. You can bend your knees slightly, but I prefer you lift up first and then try to keep your legs straight because you're gonna learn to use your legs. So we're going to squeeze our inner thighs together. You're going to extend your arms forwards. On the exhale, you're going to reach towards your legs. And I'm going to talk more about the subtleties of this. So this is spine stretch forward. Your goal is to feel the stretch through the lower back. Oftentimes we're so tight in the hamstrings, we really feel that. But oftentimes, now I want Lily to do it wrong. And people just think about it like a hamstring stretch. And they reach through their upper back and they're bending from the hips. That's not what we're going for. So now what she's gonna do is imagine that she has a small ball in front of her belly and she's going to curl over the ball. So she's pulling back with her abs and using her abdominals to get the stretch through the spine. Beautiful. So she's also, you can imagine that maybe I am behind you and I'm just gently pulling back on your ribs as you try to reach forwards. Good. Yes. We're going to do 2 more. And make the attention, the pulling back on the low abs as much as you can, because again, it's really easy to reach through our shoulders. We want to get more mobility through the lower back. Awesome, good. She's gonna turn and she's gonna face you because we're gonna go right into a mermaid side bend here. So if you can sit in this mermaid position like Lily, I want you to go for it. If not, you can sit in crisscross. You can have your legs extended, whatever is most comfortable for you. So she's gonna bring her left hand down on the floor. She's gonna reach her right arm up on an inhale. On the exhale, she's gonna bend to her left. She's gonna keep thinking about the right hip staying down and just pulling that right rib and hip apart. And then you're gonna pause here, take a nice deep breath into this open rib cage, and you're gonna sit back up. She's gonna stretch the opposite way. So she's gonna cross her right arm over her chest. Don't worry if you don't go too far. This way is much more challenging and you wanna continue to keep this hip down. Good. So we're gonna do 2 more. And on each stretched position, I want you just taking a nice, deep, expansive inhale, trying to fill up the entire rib cage as much as you can. Good. Good. She's going to do 1 more in both directions. And when she reaches that right arm this time, she's not going to rest it on her leg. She's going to reach it across. Perfect. Beautiful. Good. And sit back up. And now you can just switch sides. Awesome. Okay. So right hand goes down on the floor. Good. Reach that left arm up and over. Perfect. Keeping this left hip down, trying to bring the rib away from the hip. Big expansive breath into the ribs. Excellent. So always inhaling as you're reaching up, exhaling as you do that side bend, and then inhaling deep into the ribs. Perfect. We will do 2 more. And just take note of how each side feels. If one side does feel tighter than the other, you can hang out there a little longer. Take a few more breaths into it. You can always pause this video and take as much time as you need in each exercise. Perfect. And she'll do 1 more. Awesome. Good. 1 more, right? Or was that 3?
Oh, yeah.
I think that was 3. Okay, sorry. All right, excellent. Right from here, we're going to go into spine twist. So you're going to sit just like you were. Yep, you can stay there. That's perfect. For spine stretch forwards. And again, you're going to really squeeze your inner thighs together, trying to get your whole legs, glutes, everything active with this. She is going to show this to you in 2 different ways. We're going to start with our arms crossed over our chest. Yeah, perfect. Yep. You are going to think about sitting up through the crown of the head, or imagine that a string is drawing you up through the crown of the head. I want you to feel your sit bones, so the bony part of your butt when you're in this position. And just notice if you feel lifted on one side. If you do, I'm going to try to push that side down a little bit more, get more active through that glute, through that side of your core. Now, right from here, she is going to twist to the right, and she's going to stay as still as she can from the hips down. So notice her feet are not moving at all. I think you guys can see that in the video, I hope. She's gonna inhale as she sits up, and she's gonna exhale and twist the other way. So she's just gonna do 2 more like this. The reason we have, you're starting with the arms crossed over the chest is it tells you how far your spine can really go, so you're not overreaching through the shoulders. Because on this next one now, sometimes people like to lead with their shoulders, so we're gonna shoot our arms out long. So I want you to think about that here. You're gonna really, yeah, beautiful. Reach into opposite directions and see how she's sticking with as far as she went when her arms were crossed over her chest. She's gonna exhale, twist the other way. She's gonna continue to sit up as she twists. Good. And she's gonna continue to squeeze those inner thighs together hard, especially when she's twisted to the left. She's probably gonna squeeze that left foot in towards the right a little bit more. Beautiful. Let's do 1 more each direction. Try to sit up a little bit more to the crown of the head. There you go. Awesome. And 1 more. She did a really hard workout yesterday, and she is a trooper coming here and doing this today. So we got to give Lily a hand. All right, right from here, we're going to go into saw. So this one, I do want you to feel a nice hamstring stretch, but you're going to try to combine spine stretch forward and your spine twist that you just did. So she's gonna reach her arms out long again, just like spine twist. On the exhale, she's gonna twist one way, gorgeous. She's gonna reach her arms still in 2 directions. This back arm is really reaching back. She's gonna feel a lot of work in her back there as she does that, but she's also getting an awesome stretch through the opposite side of the back, through the hamstrings. Inhale, you sit up. You exhale, you twist, and you reach. Now, you can bend your knees here. Oftentimes this is pretty uncomfortable for a lot of people. Do what feels better for you. And just don't worry about how far you go. You're gonna do 2 more. Awesome. And she's gonna do 1 more, taking her time as she twists. Perfect. Excellent. Rest. She's gonna go right into side lying series. So a couple ways you can do this. If you need to, you can lay all the way down. So just demonstrate that really quickly. Like she can lay down all the way on her head. Or if you would like, you can come up on your elbow. This way is the traditional way, and it's a little more challenging. So she's going to stack her hips. So if you can see this, she's a little, let's go back a little bit on the mat. She's a little rocked back, so I'm gonna have her try to bring her top hip forwards. You can keep your arm where she has it, or to make it a little more challenging, she's gonna bring her hand on her hip. You're gonna constantly think about lifting up from this bottom oblique and lengthening through the crown of the head to stay out of the neck here as much as you can. So it's a lot of work through your side body back, okay, if that makes any sense to people. Now, she's going to kick her legs forwards just a little bit to feel, do you feel, no, you can keep them straight. I just want you to feel balanced. Okay, right from here, she's going to lift her top leg up. She's gonna pull it back until she feels her glute contract. She's going to internally rotate this hip. Perfect, you're actually gonna flex your foot for this one. She's gonna do 10 tiny leg lifts. Yep, 2, beautiful. 3, 4, she's gonna keep thinking about reaching through her heel. 6, lengthening. 7, through the crown of the head. Good. 8, yes. 9, give me 1 more here. And 10, you're gonna point your toes. You're gonna give me 6 small circles, 1 direction. You're just focusing on trying to find more glutes and keeping everything steady in your torso. Good. And reverse the direction of the circle. Good. How you doing?
Good.
And 3, keep breathing. And 4, she's gonna do 2 more. And 5, and 6, she's gonna pause here. She is going to kick her foot as far forwards as she can, getting a hamstring stretch. She's gonna bring it all the way back, contracting the glute without rocking in the hips. And we're just gonna do 3 of these. Perfect. She's gonna flex her foot, kick it forwards. She's gonna point her toes, kick it back. You are done. You're gonna rest and switch sides. Do you want to turn this way and then
Sure.
you can face the camera still? So find whatever position worked best for you. And then you're trying to stay out of your neck and lift up from that bottom oblique. Even if you're in the full lying position, you can try to contract that bottom oblique. Okay, you're going to make sure your hips are stacked as much as you can, okay? You're gonna kick your bottom foot slightly forwards, lift that top leg up. You're gonna pull it back until you feel the glute. Yep, she's already internally rotated and flexed. We're gonna lift up and down 10 times. 10, 9, 8, perfect. 7, good. 6, keep thinking about length through the heel, through the crown of the head. 3 and 2 and 1, point the toes. 6, small circle. 6 and 5, good. And 4, 3, 2, and reverse it. She's going to imagine a zipper from her pubic bone to her belly button to keep this nice pelvic stability she's got going on. 1 more, good. Now you're gonna flex your foot, kick forwards. You're gonna point your toes, kick back. Big exhale as you kick back, because you're trying to find a little more core connection so you're not, again, rocking through the hips. Last one here. Excellent. Rest. Everyone's gonna turn, lay stomach down. We're gonna finish today with swan. This is your last exercise. So you're going to bring your hands by your chest. As you can see, Lily has them. You're going to spread your fingertips. In this position, you're going to squeeze your legs together. You are going to try now to actually tuck your tailbone in this position. So you're thinking about lifting your lower abdominals away from the floor. On the exhale, she's going to lift her upper body up as high as she can. First thinking about using, her core to lift instead of using her hands first. The hands are going to be secondary to get you up higher. Yeah, this is a really hard one. She's making it look very easy. So she's going to exhale and lift, and she's going to lengthen through the bun as she lifts and continue to stretch the toes back and forth, back the opposite direction. As she lifts, notice how her abdominals are being pulled away from the mat. I want you to do it wrong for a second. You're going to do 2 more. So you would leave your belly pushing down, and then lift. So we don't want that big. She can't even do it wrong. We're actually not going for that really big rounded extension for your spine in swan. We're thinking more about length through the spine as you lift and keeping that good core contraction. Beautiful. Sit back in child's pose. You are done. Take a nice deep breath in and relax, and take another deep breath in and send that breath to your lower back. And excellent. Give yourselves a hand. And we'll see you in the next video.